What's the other league called? It's called Cadence, isn't it? The other league's always called Cadence, but we should be getting started shortly. Both races are now ready to go. Good luck, have fun, and don't die, says Ocre. No, no die. Huge difference there, Kappa. An immediate dagger phasing? I think Ribbon will opt to throw if this is a blood shop, so won't pick that up quite yet. But instead has a way to kill safely by buying that bomb for just half a heart. Meanwhile, Ocre just going to move on to 1-2, missing out on some pretty okay-ish items. Definitely not the best, but it is definitely still something. Wow, that is some score runner strats from Ocre. To kite the leprechaun like that? Juicy 473 gold for Ocre now. Oh, that barrel is next to the bomb trap. You always love to see that. Ocre finds a gold harp and a ring of pain. So, though Ocre seems to just be opting to push forward, has a pretty good build with just that ring going out of zone 1. Can't really ask for too much out of zone 1, of course, but this build can easily get better depending on where in these chests, and Ocre will check black, which will be a glass longsword. Not the best weapon, but it isn't 1 damage, which can get you in some pretty bad spots in zone 2. Ring of Peace for Ocre. That is a very tempting switch, but given Ocre does not have a weapon to work with, keeping pain is also a very viable option. Peace could be considered with a better weapon. However, Ocre finding the transmog. The first transmog will be the good old pink shovel. Seems to be farming up in response to Ribbon spending a lot of time on 1-3, but the lead still isn't that considerable. Oh, that is a pretty smart play there from Ocre. Instead of attacking the Wind Mage, and then just getting stuck in the tar and whatever, just letting, like with the armadillo and everything, just letting the Wind Mage pull you to the exit. And we have a glass sphere throw from Ocre. Open for something good in this black chest for sure. Ribbon, meanwhile, also getting the transmog, picking up a Ring of Courage somewhere along the way. I'm gonna have to assume that was from the Zone 1 boss. And Ocre, meanwhile, in 3-1, finding a good shop. Definitely good for the sake of the Titanium Rapier, but also some goo protection as well. As a bit of a bonus. Ocre taking a hit from a shove monster there. Not the biggest hit, but no way to regenerate health right now. That's a great push from Ocre there. This is Ring of Pain along with the Titanium Rapier. So it's looking pretty good for Ocre. shopkeeper kill with a source of regen now for Ochre too. Ribbon, meanwhile, not having too much to show for the slower pace, as Ochre just found everything. Going to skip checking the boss chest. Doesn't really need anything besides protection would be very nice right now for Ochre, but aren't likely to get that out of the black chest or red even. Pixie done nice. Good job, Mongo Cat. Great shield from Ochre, just pushing relentlessly and falling back on shield and heal spell if things go too wrong, but has been able to very efficiently deal with these exit rooms. Bit of blood magic coming out for Ochre here as heal spell charge, so we'll just be able to get that heart back. Ribbon, meanwhile... Ow. Yeah, that did not look well. Getting pretty swarmed in Zone 3, not enough damage to deal with it. Also... catching up to Ochre, you know? Because... Ongnu fall over Zone behind. Like, Zone 4 pretty much just disappeared for Ochre here. And 6 minutes into Zone 5, which is devilishly fast. Yeah, the Sea doesn't really have a lot of safety items. No source of regen early on. Not until Ochre found the chicken and the heal spell did this get pretty... much safer, so... Given that... Oh, Ochre's still pushing. Going for dot fastest in the Fun League. 7 minutes into Deadringer. 7 minutes flat. Looks like a right side Deadringer spawn, so some easy left side scoots. Opting to bomb the top left bell. I don't think I've seen that. You usually just hit it, and it's still very safe, but that might have been like a single beat optimization. And Ochre shielding to just face tank the bombs to save a bit more time. We'll just heal... We'll just blood magic to activate the extended shield bug. Monster already has... Oh, jeez. Ochre already has fastest with this. That's... okay. Well, that's only one entry. Ochre probably wants to fill out the entire dot fastest. And... that is it. GG's. Blazing fast pace from Ochre, as expected. Ochre is a super strong racer. Seems to be just getting stronger by the day as well. Might even be a favorite for playoffs by the next season. I think already, actually, depending on who's in the next season. But oh, that's not the right loot. Yeah, Ochre taking the first point. Very commanding victory here. So yeah. After that, getting ready for our next seed. Or both races are ready, and we'll get started very shortly. So let's see. What this next feed has for us. Ocre is just absolutely on fire recently, I think. In the off season between after CoNDOR X and like putting out insane score runs, going fast, doing the races. Anywho, we got an evil shopkeeper immediately with Chop Bro and piercing, and also base rapier, so definitely not a bad early thing to start with. It's like, here, have a starter kit. Here's your free trial for the shop. You just have to survive getting murdered. We're about the same pace on to 1-2. Ribbon finding Frost Charm from somewhere. Not the biggest item, but safety is safety. Just think of that as like a bit of extra temporary health, which is nice, and also, you know, just surprise freeze spell. Suddenly everything's frozen. Now you can just push through the exit. So, it's pretty decent. Both races finding the Obsidian Torch now. Ribbon is having a bit more time here, not sure for what. There isn't anything, I don't think, unless they saw something. Yeah, you don't want to go for this shot. Oh, it's a lock shot. Could be good, but this is gonna cost so much time. Meanwhile, Ocre finding a Thinking Shrine? We'll take the weapon, which seems to be a cat. There's also Old Faithful in the chest, so... could be an option to bomb the Thinking Shrine? But probably not. That is a cat. And piercing cat, too, which is fine. It's definitely a weapon that goes somewhat well with piercing. There's definitely better weapons to go with piercing. But Bracer's gonna choose the cat. A very fast weapon. Already has very suitable ring from 1-1 Evil Shopkeeper. We have a bit of a leprechaun milk for Ribbon. Spending more time shopping. Bit of quartz armor in the shop, so... protection. Whether it's good is debatable by many in the community, but... it will keep you alive in some situations, and that has to count for something, right? So, Ribbon now about his own kind. Ocre is just... not caring, just go. This speed is... kind of what you expect from a elite racer. Or is this better than Gi, at least? Yeah. Yeah, especially with 5 hearts. It's debatable whether you would consider it protection, but save your life at times, and that has to count for something. Titanium Shovel for Ocre, just knocking a barrel down the trapdoor. Ribbon, meanwhile, blazing through Zone 2 to try to catch up here. Very fast Zone 2 for both racers. Zone 2 kinda tends to be like that at times. Zone 2 is fast for one racer, it has potential to be very fast for the other racer too. And this is such a good handling of the swarm by Ocre. Just weaving around. That piercing is obviously gonna help. Not having to just hit like beetles and whatever. Makes dealing with swarms a bit more mindless if you actually remember you have piercing, instead of just going into panic mode. And I'm like, oh, I don't have enough damage or something, I don't know. Last Warhammer for Ribbon. That's a tempting pick, but it's not the right one, probably. Unless you really like Warhammers. Or are really bad at cat, but I mean, it still is class. I don't know. A potion pickup for Ochre. And this is so tanky after killing the shopkeeper, so... Not a lot of health to work with, but... Knowing Ochre doesn't need a lot of health to work with. Taking the Telemonkey! Let's go! Okay. That's a okay-ish Telemonkey. Definitely could have been way worse, but also way better. So... Just widening this gap. Ribbon is doing a solid job at keeping up, but... Well, that Telemonkey isn't gonna be guaranteed to go well. 3 damage for Ribbon here with these sunglasses pick up. Breaking the 3 damage threshold. So that has the potential to put in some work, but Ochre's already onto the zone 4. That is the same... That's like the same teleport! Since when have Telemonkey teleports been seeded? Oh no, but Ribbon getting grabbed by another Telemonkey and then getting sent to the shop. Oh, that's a good Telemonkey for Ribbon. We've seen so many Telemonkeys succeed. I was like, sure, let's take it. Yeah, Ribbon needs to catch up, and he knows that, so... That will definitely help, but... It likely won't be enough. But the 3 damage can still put in some work, as Ochre's completely surrounded. Cost the potion. Luckily, it was very, very tanky, but it's down to just 2 hearts. That got very dangerous. Having a lack of damage to deal with the situation, at least had piercing, so just couldn't get locked in by an orc or something. That definitely helped, but... Yeah, this 2 damage is giving Ochre a lot of trouble, down to half a heart now. Just not having enough damage, needing to hit those Electro Mages twice, for example. I don't know what Ochre was thinking there, hopping back and forth, and then just picking up the gold instead of letting Shop Bro pick it up? I don't know. Right side's fun for Ochre. Ochre's doing lures? You don't do lures now. Maybe you do, because you don't have a heart, but... 3 bombs for Ochre. Making sure everything goes well. Those lures will... definitely help ribbongraph. Ribbon having a lot of health to work with, just needs to go to the exit as soon as possible. Just, yeah. Taking 2.5 hearts of damage there, but... there seems to be more than enough time to do lures. I mean, unless you're like me, who takes 2 minutes to do lures sometimes, lures aren't too slow. They're slow. But if you're good at judging how fast your opponent can go, then I guess it's safe. Ochre is much better than me. But, interesting choice to do lures. If I see my opponents in Zone 5, I won't do lures. But GG's. Ribbon taking a huge Necro Bomb there, but very tanky, has the potion. Yeah, that got very spooky for Ochre. After getting full surrounded, getting absolutely wailed on. I guess they didn't get back on their feet fast enough and was just kind of still reeling from all the hits. Anywho, GG's. Very well played from Ochre once again. It got a bit hairy at the end, but Ribbon also played extremely well. Keeping up the pace. Going for them telemonkeys. Yeah. Those sunglasses would have been very helpful for Ochre. So, a few things could have given Ribbon the chance, especially a death. But nonetheless, Ochre taking the second point in a pretty close race. Ochre started to run away with it at the beginning, but Ribbon managed to keep pace and then start to close the gap at the later half of that seed. But we are ready for our third and final seed of this set. 4. So, let's see some great races. Immediate tier 2 cracked wall. It is a blood shop. Oh, that's a solid blood shop, especially one that's so close to the entrance. Ochre getting a bad blood shopkeeper teleport, having to take 1.5 hearts of damage by buying that Ring of Pain for half a heart. I mean, the Ring of Pain for 1 heart, along with the half a heart that the ring does. So, we'll be having a health deficit out of that shop, but we've been taking a few hits. So it won't be that much of a deficit anymore. Wouldn't take heart because ring... But... Heart... It's a gold weapon, which lets you break open crates a lot more readily. Which means you can just get the items you want, so... I would take Gold Harp. It's probably the play to take Gold Harp as more as a utility option than as a weapon. The AoE doubles? I think it does, actually. You just can't throw. Because you hit it normally and then you have the pain hit. Yeah, so it should double. It should double. It definitely should double. So you definitely do take it. So Ochre, just leaving this Dire Vat behind, doesn't even care about it. Ribbon waiting for a Leprechaun, will just spot it in 1 hit because doing infinite damage. This is a super secret shot for Ribbon. Why? Okay. Okay, that works too. Never mind. We'll Gluttony for just 1 heart there. Ochre tapping the Blood Shrine. Going down to half a heart, but likely is screen watching, knows that there's a food shop, also Gluttonies for just 1 heart. So we have a surprising amount of build convergence. As Ribbon will be the first one to defeat Fortissimo as Monocle, so we'll be able to see what's in the boss chest, but doesn't need any of it. Doesn't want any of it, at least. Don't know what Ribbon's trying to do there. Maybe screen watching. That was probably a screen watching thing. Don't know what you tried to be screen watching there, Ochre. I mean, I don't know how these streams would be lined up. Like, about there, Ochre would have been making his way to the stairs. Oh, checking the shop with Monocle, I see. That's probably it. And that's a miner's cap for Ribbon. This is a great shop. Ochre gets it too. Remember when Miner's Cap Blood Shovel was an absolute meme and would just get you killed? Thankfully those days are over. This is a kill for Ribbon. We'll tank up with this 1 cursed heart. And more importantly, that heavy plate. Already had chainmail, so it's only a 1 heart increase, but it's not really only, it's heavy plate over chainmails can be huge at times. But yeah. Good stuff. Earth. Spell inside purple. This is a swarm for Ocre as well. Rocking Pain off the Black Skeleton shield to try to get out of this, but that's a huge hit for Ocre there. Going down to 2 hearts. As Ocre now faces King Kong at 3. As Earth Spell, and we'll just opt to Earth Zuna there. So, health situation not looking the best for Ocre. There's a Peace Shrine, that's a way to heal, but obviously you'll give up your weapon, but right behind the Peace Shrine there's just gonna be a potion, so... failed. No hard decisions need to be made here. Though Ocre very likely wouldn't have done anything with the piece unless he found a weapon to swap to. It's probably worth the time to heal up. Ocre's just relentlessly pushing. Offing the potion now. But Ocre's handling of Zone 4 is super scary. It's so good. Minimizing damage while maximizing speed, damage taken. Ribbon is also doing pretty well. This is Miner's Cap with Cat, and also with Heavy Plate too. And also with the potion, so can also fearlessly push, but like Ocre is really good at that stuff. Like that is it's weaving in piles of enemies. Yeah, Earth Zuma for Ribbon as well. That didn't look like it. Why are there chests? What? Never mind. Hang on. Am I going insane? No, it's Core Riff. I am. Dead Ringer for Ocre. Ribbon on 5-2. Oh, going for the meme kill? It will work! Let's go! So, deleting the activation tiles, if you watch that and you don't know how that works, this is like roughly how it works, is that you delete the activation tiles using Earth, right? So you can walk up to Dead Ringer without closing the room behind you. Because the boss fight doesn't actually start until you step on an activation tile. So Dead Ringer has a chance to just teleport into the room behind you. And then when you step on an activation tile, that room closes and Dead Ringer just dies. GG, that is... what a way to end it. $7-12 erase room time. This is... Ocre's pace has been on point, really. Ocre isn't a fast racer in my opinion, but look at how fast he can go. He's more of a safe racer, so he has the safety too. It's not like Ocre has his speed without the safety to back it up. So I'd be very scared for any races against Ocre. I was already scared, and now I'm even more scared. Anywho. GG's, Ocre taking the set 3-0. Some very good play from Ribbon, but it's... Ocre just... is pretty lights out this entire set. A few stumbles here in the second seed in Zone 5. But... man, that's putting up a result.